tucked inside the villain's coat. Mask got me feeling like I'm in Mount Doom. My fortress is on the dark side of the moon. Netaru, Nibirian, Nephilim, Elohim, alien, bloodline, Atlantean. I control the elements, earth, water, wind, fire. The sun is where I built my empire. Nightmare. 33 stratagem, sad violin. Harm City kids study the books of Shaolin. Swords sound like wailing wind, seraphim. Fine jewels and linen, virtuous women.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, what's good? Know what I mean? Better late than never, right? You know what I'm saying?
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Shit. That's what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
So hope everything is going good with everybody. You feel me? Boom. Yo, we in here. So hope everything is going good with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let everybody know when it comes to like time and energy to do this, it's it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It really is a lot. It's a lot. You know what I mean? And sometimes things don't always work in the favor of being on time. But I'm looking at it like it's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We both had some things to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're still here on Monday. And
Still
if anybody watching this, you know what I'm saying, like that does this type of work, content creation, music and all that, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the pain and the beauty of this. You know what I mean? So, man,
that's what we work for, though.
Huh?
You know? I said that's what we work for, though.
Mm-hmm.
We work to get for people that enjoy it, and for the people that take the craft serious, no matter what profession is behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You willing to make sacrifices. Like, things happen, it's life, but you don't let that shit hinder you from doing things. You know what I mean? You gotta
be focused.
Got that too.
Focus.
Gotta be focused.
You gotta have a plan. You gotta know what you want to do, and not only know what you want to do, but how you want to execute it. You know what I'm saying? Execution is a must.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, you can say, hey, I want to do music. But if you don't have a way to distribute your music, and I don't mean just through streaming platforms, I mean like hand to hand, maybe put it in the stores or something like that or whatever, if any mom and pop stores are left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you want to be able to make sure that you have a plan when you're doing this, man. Like, you don't want to be out here just, you know, I do music or whatever, and you looking like you trying to do something. We in a day and age where you're going to do it. If you're not doing it, then you just don't do it. You feel me? But it's steps and it's levels to this as well. You know what I mean? So once again, peace to the people and shout out to the people that actually really do this. You know what I'm saying? And they lose sleep over this. You know what I mean? I don't mean like over frustration. I mean like you up late night getting this stuff done. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, it's like it. I mean, like you go to job, you know, 9 to 5 or something, right? Then you get off work. You still got to put in 8 to 12 hours for yourself, maybe even 16. You know what I mean? It just depends. But, you know, as we pushing forward, man, let me go ahead and shout out to my peoples, man, BMG, you know what I mean? Born Divine, Wu-Tang Management, Wisdom Beats, my man Authintic, you know what I'm saying? Amon, DJ DC Hollywood, my man Watts, O-Dot, Tree, and then my Elkton clan. You know, I ain't never gonna forget my Elkton clan. So, you know, my man T, Justin, Off-White, T Papers, and my man him, you know what I'm saying? And also K Biggs too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like in the whole planet Earth, shit, you know what I mean? All the hip hoppers, all the people that love hip hop, like, you know, man, if you out here, you peace to you, or you just out here living and succeeding, you know what I'm saying? not taking no limitations for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, this ain't for the people that got excuses, man. This for the people that's really out here doing things. You know what I'm saying? So, but even if you know what I'm saying, you haven't found your way, I hope you find your way. You know what I mean? It's just like that, man. God drop positivity because proper education also corrects errors, but not only, but it's positive energy that activates constant elevation as well. So peace to the gods and earth. You know what I mean? Man.
Mm-hmm.
But the discussion for the day, my man Curtis King, he says why hip hop needs an adult only rap genre. Once again, like, subscribe on his channel, you know what I'm saying, and ours as well. Thumbs up or thumb down, it don't even matter, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, now before we get into the content that he put up, right? This is what I will say. I never thought about it being separate, and I think one of the things they had brought up was like Killer Mike after he won this award. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Um, is like, is it really right for him to be competing against Lil Baby, somebody like that? You feel me? Like it needs to be different categories. So Little Baby and them, they have their category, and the people that's like Killer Mike, you know what I'm saying, and Nas, for example, they said like Nas shouldn't be going up against people like 21 Savage. They in two separate genres.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, not only that, but like, I mean, I see what they mean, or like what they trying to get at by that, because Nas and all of them, we already have them in our rankings for who, like, they we would consider them, um some you would consider them like an important figure of what we call hip hop today. I
Mhm.
feel like even though hip hop isn't in the same direction, and it more so it kind of took a different turn now because of the newer generation and all of that, I still feel like hip hop is still there. You can't change the fundamentals of hip hop. It don't matter what you do. Hip hop comes in different forms. Beatboxing, you know what I mean? Like making beats. That's a form of hip hop. That's expressing art. So it's like I understand what they mean by that. Because don't
Mhm.
get me wrong, you wouldn't want to. It wouldn't seem fair in a sense, because everyone has their own little path. Everyone don't want to be like everyone, even though we kind of live in a world where everyone kind of sound alike. But people, it's just I understand where they're going with that. Let's just put it there. But at the end of the day, you can't define that as different because the fundamentals is still there.
Yeah, but now I did think about that, and I was just like, well, listen, the way that in my mind, the way that this goes before all this stuff start popping up, it's like you come in hip hop, you supposed to be an MC,
Mm-hmm.
right? So as far as for the rapper part, like I said, that's a way and that's an action. You know what I'm saying? So, but the rapper, anybody that could just rap, you know what I'm saying? We know that that's not real. That's a rapper, but
Yeah.
an MC is different. So hip hop is about MCs, right? MCing, you know what I'm saying, and b-boying and breaking and all that stuff, right? But everything changes, things evolve for either the better or they devolve. You know what I mean? Some people will classify a lot of things at this point because of the time we in as evolution. But there's a devolution, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it can devolve. And from my understanding, from my point of view, I've seen hip hop evolving, then I seen it devolve, and then I see it try to evolve again. So as far as for like Killer Mike going up against a little baby, well, I would say Killer Mike is most definitely the better MC, right?
Yeah.
And
But I feel like, not to cut you off, but I
no,
feel
no,
like
good.
in the sense, what you sound like, yeah, you wouldn't have someone such as Killer Mike going up against Lil Baby. That's two different things right there. Like that's
It
it's,
is.
but it's like at the same time though, if you classify yourself as being in the game, and a lot of people say they have people that they look up to. It's the reason why they even got into what they do in the first place. And a lot of people that they may name is, like older generation of people and stuff like that, people that they look up to. But I feel like if you step foot in the hip hop culture, you should, as a person that explores music and have musical talents and stuff like that, you would already know what your place is. Like, and a lot of people, it's not really like people put themselves in that bracket. Now, you have people every day talking about they the next this and they the next that. That's their opinion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Love the confidence. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
And you're
But a
supposed to
lot,
be confident though, you know?
you is. And a
Mm.
lot of, but people also got to come to the realization that the people themselves will categorize you, however they see, right? So, okay, I come in the rap game as an underground artist. I do the type of shit that I do. First of all, as the person that I am, I'm never gonna compare myself to the greats. Yes, one day I want to be better than the greats. I know I can be better than the greats, but I'll never knock anybody hustle because everyone had a story. Everyone had to go through shit to get that to where they are. Some people had it easy. Some people just had knew the right people and it just came the way it did. But it's still a hustle to it at the end of the day. I feel like trying to differentiate shit like that is kind of like disrespectful in a sense because everyone. I say that because everyone has their own background. Everyone has their own story, how they came up, how music influenced them, how it made them take
Hold
that.
on, man. Not to cut you off, but check it though, because watch this.
What?
So basically, what you saying is tell your story,
That's what it's about at the end of the day.
tell your real
Telling
story.
your story. But that's what I'm saying. But hear me out though, because it's the truth. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna hold you. We're in a time right now where a lot of people, to if okay, if let's just say I'm new, right? I put out one song and it don't do well. But then I put out another song where I'm talking about game banging and doing all of this shit. And it receives the attention that I would expect for me to get if I'm, doing it the right way.
Mm.
You're gonna gravitate towards the shit that's hype. Is gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like if you know it's got you, and if you put your foot out there, they got you in the door, you're gonna gravitate to that shit. You're gonna keep doing shit like that. And a lot of people is in a rap game that's portraying shit that they are not, but it is what sells. So they do that. But that's hip hop is not that though. It's a difference.
I mean, see, this the thing. The whole thing is you tell your real story, but you can use things like metaphors, similes, double entendres, triple entendres, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Stuff like that. But for the most part, even when you're doing that, you know, even being imaginative, you still throw that up in there, but you still have to have some type of realness, or you'll say something and it's a slick, dope line, but people
yeah,
can understand like, yo, yo, threw that up in there like that was tight, but they know consciously that it's not real. It was more of a, putting a little bit of texture on what a person's saying or whatever. So,
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
my fault. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, for the most part, it's like that's the honest part about the music, supposedly. But then when you got people coming in and like, I hate like when people be like trending, you know what I'm saying? Like what's trendy and all that. Like, don't get me wrong. I believe every artist and a movement by artists have its time. I don't really call that trending. It's just that's that time.
Right.
And normally it's anywhere between 5 and 10 years. Some people have a good run that could last, close to 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, because that
But
music is
it,
not a
it
culture.
comes.
Mm,
It'd be more than that though.
mm.
Hip hop, yeah, it get you out there. All right, not to keep bringing it up because it's old, but picture. All right, let's talk about Kendrick. Right, Kendrick, I say is a good prime example for that because Kendrick, he did enough to solidify himself in hip hop, right?
Mhm.
But he's not the type of person that's, I would say, consistent with it though. Like, yes, we know what he's capable of, and we know he's hot, but it's not consistent. You feel me? Like with the way that we are, we know that in order to get the way you want to be, you got to be willing to put in that work. You got to stay consistent with shit. Like shit don't happen overnight. And like you saying, some people can come in the game, have a 10-year, 15-year run, and then
But
some people, huh?
but I'm not cutting you off. But you know, people that normally have those type of runs. Well, I'm not even gonna say those runs. I'm gonna say this: the proper way to actually put a project out, you gotta let projects. Because think about how much time you put into a project, right?
Yeah,
The way that everything is now is like microwavable, like right now, right now, right now.
yeah, no, no.
But music isn't supposed to be like that. You know what I mean? You turn music into fast food when music is what they call soul food.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like now what we got McDonald's out here. You know what I'm saying? People got to get number ones and number twos. You know, you know what I'm saying? Whereas though you supposed to be able to pull up, order your meal, get something healthy. You know what I'm saying? Got a nice little variety on the plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it's the way that people. I mean, you can oversaturate yourself, and
But
it's like the more that you put your music out, it's going to be eventually the less people want to hear you.
but see, I don't. When I say what I'm saying though, it's not like to say that, well, to disregard everything you saying. Because yes, if you want to put out some quality shit, it's gonna take time, and you're gonna. If first of all, if you know yourself that you got something godly, something that's worth the wait, you're gonna put all your effort into that. So I'm not taking that away from Kendrick. I'm just saying, in retrospect, that's how people view him. As
Oh, but
if,
see, not to cut you off again, but see, this the thing. Once again, we talking about people. I'm
yeah,
a person, you a person. You feel me? So we
right,
do. But for the great majority, you gotta think about this. People are being taught by the television or the laptop or whatever you
mm-hmm,
watching whatever on, right? So
mm-hmm,
the great majority are being taught how to accept music instead of dealing with music the way they want to deal with music. They're taught how to adapt to the way that the pace of everything is right now.
right,
Where so some people, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about like Jay-Z, for example, he wasn't putting out, you know what I'm saying, albums like that. I mean, not like people putting out music today.
mm-hmm,
Um, it take time, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, you know, there are some exceptions to the rule, but you know, I'm just gonna say this. It's better to let your project marinate because of the time and the effort that you put into it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I just look at it like that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta let that set, and then because what like and this well whatever your project is about, you gotta take time to spread it. You know what I'm saying? And get that culture out there, or whatever, and let the people feed. You feel me? But
yeah.
hold up, my bad. Let me put this Curtis King because this is most definitely going. This is a good ass discussion. Watch this.
DIY. DIYers, there was a really interesting video that found its way across my desk, and it involves a gentleman here that goes by Punch. Not Punch from TDE, but this is Punch, who at one point had an opportunity to manage Tekashi 6ix9ine among folks. But from the research that I've done, he's somebody that's been a staple out there on the East Coast in the music industry. I think he presents a very valid argument for something that I've been kind of trying to figure my way around of how do you really do this? The this that I'm talking about is, should we be separating in this day and age music that is made by older rappers and call it like adult contemporary, like other genres do, and then separate it from the younger artists. Why would you do that? I'm gonna let him kind of speak to that, and then we'll come back for more thoughts.
But let me bring up a point that I think is super valid, right? I know we got a
Hold up before you even go there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, but when I first heard this, I was like, man, this hip hop. But I think one of the problems is how you classify hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people out here that say that they doing hip hop. They not doing hip hop, bro. But hold up, I'm gonna let him get into it though, for real, for real. Watch this.
lot of time on this clock, but I don't like that they categorize Don Toliver, A Boogie, Rowdy Rich, and they cloud these guys as rappers. They're not rappers, and they're not R&B singers. And this is not a diss. I think that we should make a genre for the people who do that. Young Blue. They are not R&B artists. They are not rappers. Why is it that our genre of hip hop continues to underserve our own music? Why don't, like how there's a soft rock, hard rock, alternative rock, contemporary rock, and regular pop rock? Why is that have so many sections and our genre doesn't? Why don't we put respect on our own genre? Why don't we have what that would be? I like that.
Hold up, my fault, Curtis. Wait a minute now. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Go ahead. What do you think about that?
Me personally, hearing him explain it like that, I could feel why he would think that, right? But let's not forget that, and in the same sense, people say, why do we diss our own genre and blah, 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 like how he's saying. I don't really classify it as that, bro, because real people, like not even real people, I'm not even going to say that, but the people that grew up on the type of music, you know, I would say older generation of music, they're always gonna value that the older generation of music is way better than today's generation of music, because that's the type of stuff they grew up on, but it had meaning, way more meaning than it does now. Nowadays, you can just make a hard ass beat and just slap some words on that shit. That's not art. That's not hip hop. You just saying a bunch of catchy shit and it sells. You know what I mean? Like back then, shit, it was stories. Like
it's always hip hop is a street culture, right? Yeah. So you got people that deal with being fresh. Yeah. People can say, you know what I'm saying, like the illest things, braggadocio rhyming, you know, but it's all authentic, you know what I'm saying? I think right now we have so many people doing so many things, and it's so many, how can I put it? There's no limitation on what you could do, especially from home. Right. You feel me? Right. Whereas though at one point in time, in order to actually really do this, you had to really go outside. You had to go do this, you know what I'm saying? And you had to go to the studio, and you had people telling you, I don't know, bro, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Depends on how much they love you. But outside of that, you still had some type of filters. Now it's like it's no filter, but the problem that I do see is that the information or the knowledge, the knowledge about the culture hasn't really been spread the way that it should have been. Okay. Because, you know, no disrespect, but and this is and actually this is all props, but you know, I could find, you know, sometimes out here a white guy, you know what I'm saying, that's not even from the hood, that can explain the culture better than somebody from the hood that listens to this every day and maybe even participate in it. Right. So you have people that'll be able to come into the culture and try to dictate certain things because they know what you don't, but they know what you know not. You understand? So it's like anybody could tell you anything, especially when they dangling a bag over your head. You feel me? So people going to take that word because they see money. You know what I mean? But in all actuality, I keep trying to tell people that there is rules to this. There are rules, you know what I'm saying? There are rules, man. And you just don't become an MC overnight. You really not supposed to even really hop in this, you know what I'm saying? Well, some people call me a purist on certain things or whatever, but I ain't gonna lie to you, it's like, because I actually was outside, I've been in ciphers, you know what I'm saying? I never lost a battle, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I never paid a day for studio time. I never paid for a beat, you know what I mean? But that's all blessings, know why? Because I took this culture sincere, and the culture been taking care of me ever since. You understand what I'm saying? I've had mad experiences, you know what I mean? And met a lot of wonderful people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and still meeting people and still doing things, bro, you know what I'm saying? Clothing lines come out this, you know what I'm saying? And, it's all on how you do it, man. You know what I mean? So, but as far as for my fault not to veer off topic, I had my Kanye moment, but different genres in hip hop. Like I said, I never really looked at it that way to have different genres, but I think people need to know what real hip hop is, so that way nobody can't be offended when somebody say the guys that he named don't necessarily do hip hop. And like I said, Kanye, he makes beats, he makes great music, all that, but it was questioned. But does do hip hop? Like, is it what he does actually considered hip hop?
What you think on that?
Huh?
I said, what you think on that? Would you classify Kanye as hip hop?
I'm gonna say Kanye. He put it like this: his foundation is hip hop. Now, what he chose to do and go outside the lines, he want to color outside the lines, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, look, no. So I'm not talking about like where he at right now, but I'm talking about Kanye in his prime. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the production that he was doing for Jay at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
I would say, in terms of Kanye, he paved the way. I would put him in a spot where he paved the way for a lot of things too. I mean, Kanye had his own.
He has.
Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like,
salute.
We'll give him his props. You know what I'm
Salute.
saying? Whatever he doing now is just that ain't got shit to do with hip hop, but like, hey, you give props, you give credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely had an impact on, I would say, today's generation. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this. There's a difference between mainstream hip hop and hip hop. You feel me? Let's say mainstream hip hop and real hip hop. You feel me? So these dudes, they start making the music more suitable to sell products. I'm not lying, right? Sprite, you know what I'm saying? Alcohol, clothes, you feel me? Like most of them said, Drake's music is okay. You go on shopping and Target or some shit, you know what I'm saying? It comes on the air. You know what I mean? What it is.
But we still classifying people that's like in their own lane. So it's like, in terms of him, I'm guessing this guy that's talking, that's Curtis King, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in terms of like what he's saying, as far as like separating the real hip hop from what we would consider like Lil Baby and Dirk and them, all of them, to be like, those is more like street rappers that just I wouldn't
see. You can't even explain it. You understand what I'm saying? Because Jada Kiss is a street rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's get into what Curtis King got to say. Hold up. Go ahead, Curtis.
This line of thinking, because it once again is progressive. I love to see these conversations be had, because there's a domino effect when this is created. I love it. I'm gonna let them cook some more.
I don't know, wave rap, whatever it becomes. I'm not trying to name it. You get what I mean? Melody rap. However, but why don't we have one? Because calling A Boogie a rapper is unfair. If A Boogie puts out the record of his life and Kendrick puts out the record of his life, that they're in the same category. That's insulting to both of them.
Like a Tootsie. Like, yeah.
This is not, they are not, this. I could go on and on and on. I just named the guys who came straight to my head.
Yeah.
These guys are not rappers and they're not R&B singers. And I hate that I'm an artist. Shut up. Everybody's a fucking artist. Everybody's an artist. The type of artist that you are should be, we should give them a genre though. And we should put respect on their talent. The Don Top, we need to respect it and give them a genre. They should not only get a genre, they should get a Billboard chart. They should not only get a Billboard chart, they should get a Grammy category. And all the other award shows should follow.
See, what I love so much about this point, let me go ahead and give the bomb for this. That's crazy. What I love so much about this is that it kind of counters a point that Billy the Kid was making when he was talking on his podcast to French Montana about Killer Mike won the Grammy for Best Rap Album for Michael. And he was kind of like irritated by it, by like, man, leave that for the young niggas, I think is what he said. We had a video.
Hold up. Man, I had to stop right there because I really wanted to dig into this point. He said, leave that for the young niggas to do. Right, talking about basically Killer Mike just stepped down, give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is this, bro. Like, did anybody tell Mick Jagger to step the fuck down, bro? Why somebody got to step down in hip hop? Nigga, if you 80 years old and you still got something to offer, do your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying. Like, that's literally telling the person not to hustle no more. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't for you no more. This is a young nigga sport. Like, no, it's not. It's like you supposed to grow in this. You can come in it young, but you grow in it. Now, if you come in it a little bit older, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still a lane. Just depends on how good the music is. You understand what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's like, bro, like, stop trying to put a cat on people that do this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need to put a cat. Are you telling anybody in the Wu-Tang to sit down and let the young dudes do it? You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on, be real. Like, I don't know his status as far as for him in music right now, or I know he was with major figures. I know that he wrote supposedly for Cash Money. You feel me? You know, allegedly. But at the same time, you know, outside of that, I know he deals with movies. You know what I'm saying, and stuff, but music, you know, is not everybody's hustle. Some people actually really love to do music. So when a person says something like that, I'm just like, everything not a hustle, bro. You know what I mean? Everything ain't a hustle. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get back into them real quick. Hold up, because that kills me.
Your body. He was like, man, it shouldn't be no old heads that win that award. And it's like, first of all, that messaging sounds crazy because Killer Mike put out a phenomenal album. And it's not a phenomenal album in spite of the people that were in the category with him, like a Travis Scott. It's not in spite of that. It's that this happened to be a different body of work. Well, if we're having these issues, maybe the issue is not trying to get an older rapper to stop rapping. Maybe the issue is they're miscategorizing it. And maybe there should be a genre that is more focused on the youth movement in mainstream rap. Maybe there should be an adult contemporary or adult rap genre so that these type of conversations do involve.
Bang, hold up. But now, this is where I take issue, because even though it does sound good, right? Let's go back to Bone Thugs and Harmony. See, that's what I mean by people don't know this music as well as they say that they do, because Bone Thugs and everything else that come along with Bone Thugs, right? That's hip hop. There's no miscategorizing that because it's how they do it. We know that they're hip hop. Now, when it comes to other ones that, you know what I mean, as far as for this category split and all that, I believe that we do need to separate that. Know why? Because it's mainstream. It's fast food, right? You don't put fast food against soul food. You feel me? So it's like, man, come on, man. Like, they gotta stop playing. Bone Thugs and Harmony, we never had a problem with them as far as for categorizing them as hip hop ever. Hold up. Let me get in.
Hold up, though.
The Killer Mike.
I feel like how he's saying that maybe we should have a separate genre for like it's like you trying to put a age gap on shit. And I don't like that because it don't matter. First of all, we had kids that was more considered hip hop than what you would hear today. So it's like kids had their foot in the door. Shit, it was teenagers that had their foot in the door. And it's not like a lot of the people that's, that was from back then started off at an older age. They started off young. You know what I'm saying? And to those people that still get their name mentioned and still is considered to be one of the best to, certain people and stuff like that. But it wasn't no age gap. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can understand how he was saying it if he was to separate it from like the kind of music that Lil Durk and Lil Baby and all of them do. I would understand that. But to throw an age gap on it is where, and then with Gilly saying like he too old to be considered to be in this genre, it's just like fucked up though, because hip hop come in different form and fashion. You can't discredit a motherfucker for speaking their truth or waiting to perfect their craft and getting noticed for perfecting their craft. That's the type of shit that
why he ain't tell Karis One to sit down?
So it's like you can't come out the side of your neck saying shit like this. At one point, you considered yourself to be in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But you started off young. You aren't at the age that you are now. So it's like you trying to break, put an age gap on shit and tell it like it is only for the older people and shit, where it wasn't like that.
No, you know what? But see, I look at people like that as everything is a hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything is a hustle, and and kudos to whoever treats the music like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's another thing. Like you have people. Like once again, I think these platforms not only do they help, but they also mislead as well. You know what I mean? So it's like you have a lot of different opinions floating around, which is cool, but it needs to be controlled because his opinion doesn't speak for everybody else.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like if you look at it like that, then that's how you look at it. No wonder you're doing what you're doing and he's doing well with it. But at the same time, it's like that's your lane. Please stop trying to get somebody else to get out of their lane that they've been loving since however they fell in love with it.
And everybody is different. You know what I mean? Like everybody rock their own shit for the most part. Because there is people out here that kind of bite styles. I won't be naming. I don't want to do no name drop, but I'm just saying.
Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, yo, my bad.
But no, like it's just me, honestly, because I just feel like with him just saying what he just did is like he kind of like throwing it off or like kind of trying to take the light away from motherfuckers that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Which is unfair because at one point in time you was there and you had some shit to prove and you had to you wanted to work twice as hard as shit to get your name out there.
But think about it though. Maybe he didn't know. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, it's no doubt that it's motherfuckers in the game that's just been fed shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no doubt about that. Like a lot of people don't deserve the spot that they're in. They was just given that spotlight. You know what I mean? That's just what, and that's not what it should be, but it's just what we've come to accept.
Yeah, it just is. You know what I mean?
So it's just like, but people like us at the end of the day that really understand the hip hop culture and like really take music to heart. We know what it really means to be a part of hip hop. We know what's the background behind it. The shit that you had, your story. You know what I mean? We know all of that. But The other generation that's coming into it, they coming into it later. You know what I mean? So it's like now, because of the type of shit that they hear in their generation, is the type of shit that they look up to. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just a repeating cycle. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm a 98 nigga. 90 shit is what I fuck with more than anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if a nigga coming in 2024, the shit that you hear today is gonna be the shit that you be thinking about. You're not gonna be thinking about back then because you wasn't around during that time. You know what you see.
But see that, but that's the purpose of shows like this, Curtis King,
Yeah.
and you know that's one beautiful thing about the internet and all that is because we can have these conversations and we
Mm-hmm.
can put things in perspective. You feel me? We can get visuals and audio and all that good shit. You feel me? Hold
Yeah.
on, let me finish off real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Mike's, a Jay-Z, a Nas, eventually a Kendrick Lamar. Like it makes sense so that we're not pegging black people that make music on against each other.
Because we are doing a disservice to both sides of the art. For the Don Tolliver that's in the rap, he's hurting the rappers, and he might lose because someone might have went off on rap time. Like all of those artists, they're all gonna lose. They're gonna give Kendrick Not Like Us the damn rap record of the year. It's done. Pack it up already. You get what I mean? It's gonna happen. The Grammy board loves him. So everybody that does harmony, melodic rap is done. Pack it up. Why? They should have their own category. The same way that Grammys just initiated that there's an Afrobeat category, we need to name this genre and we need to implement it immediately and start putting more respect on our genre. And these are the shits that I want clipped up because this is the gold. This is the real, like this is the gold where it goes, why don't we respect our genre? If rock can have 5 different subgenres where they all get Grammy noms and they all get charts and they all get, why is it that this is not, why is Roddy Ricch having to compete with the same exact chart as Meek Mill?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth and I'm gonna tell it. Cause y'all all just niggas that rap. But like Uncle Ruckus, y'all all just rap. Ain't y'all all just rapping? All of y'all is the same shit. That's the energy we're talking about. That's why it pisses me off to the highest levels of bitchivity. That's the way they view it. I'm joking, but that's the way they view it.
I mean, in the sense though, even if you was to, let's just say, separate the genres, what would you even consider the genre that he's talking about to be? Like, we know of the hip hop culture, don't get me wrong. So we know that's his own thing. We know where it stands at the end of the day. But the type of shit that you hear today, what would you classify that as?
You know what? I mean, see, I would let them classify it themselves since they do it. You know what I'm saying? That would be the best way to come up with that decision.
Yeah, I mean, but I say that because, yeah, hip hop is what we know what hip hop is and we know where it stands and what the shit that behind it, the shit that you hear today. Yeah, you would let the people classify it, but it's like, would you say the people really classified like what hip hop was?
All right, so I would say this. Hip hop has already been classified. You feel me?
Okay.
It's like it's already what it is. But
like it's been So I mean like that's been established for sure. But
right.
I mean like, was the people behind that's like classifying as hip hop? How would hip hop? First of all, the question is, how did hip hop come about? That would be the title for that. How did hip hop come about? Because then if you talking about how did it come about, then you talking about the ins and out, the storytelling, the beatboxing, and all of that shit that comes with it. But then you saying that the people that you hear today, they have their own genre, but what would be the story behind that? Because a lot of people in that genre just slap shit on a beat and just put it out there.
But see, like I said, like, all right, so after you have what we have, but then it's like, let's just say it's called a hybrid. So anything else after hip hop would be considered a hybrid, bro. Like, let's just really be honest. Like I told you, mainstream music is soft shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they get on there to get the money because they want the endorsements for Sprite, Pepsi, McDonald's, Target, all that. You understand what I'm saying? Feel me? Hell yeah. So it's like, so you know, at the end of the day, it's like, bro, like that's why it is the way that it is. So I feel like they should classify. We don't have to classify because we already know what we do. You feel me? But when you got hardcore R&B beats and a dude rhyming over them, you feel me? It's like, well, what do you call that? I call it somebody rhyming over hardcore R&B beats. That's straight industry standard shit because they doing it for the females and all that.
Right.
It's
But
for they know the females buy most music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, they saying drama wise though, because hear me out. That's like saying you get a hard ass R&B song. The beat is R&B for sure, but then you got somebody that's rapping on an R&B beat.
That's Rick Ross.
Exactly. So I'm just like, so it's like you can't say that you got put shit in different genres because people do that. People overstep genres all the time. Like I got a hard ass trap beat, but I'm singing on that shit though.
That would be 4 bats.
Yeah. So it's like, see, I understand what he mean though. Like on as on category, like yeah, certain shit.
Do it right. They have to do it now.
Yeah, because it's like you, but it's like also you have to do it. But then it's like, how would you do it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of back and forth with that.
Well, like I said, once again, I believe that that's left up to them because that, you know what, I would have to say that would be the mainstream's baby of its form of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
That's the industry's baby. You know what I mean? That's what they view hip hop as. Yeah, that's deep right there. You know what I mean?
That's definitely industry shit though, because
that's a straight industry shit. Like, so, but that's my whole thing is like, I hate when you have people that talk about that softcore shopping shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That designer rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. We talk about all that shit, but it's not like that. So my thing is like, you know, they have to ultimately make the decision on what they want to call it. Like I said, we're good over here. We know what we do. You know what I'm saying? Bone Thugs and Harmony, I keep using them as an example. We know they hip hop. You know what I mean?
And it's funny that you said KRS-One, because I promise you, when you said Bone Thugs and Harmony, KRS-One was the first thing that popped in my head. But I mean, it's funny though, because although they're different, it that shows the difference and the kind of hip like styles or backgrounds of hip hop. Everybody didn't have the same shit. Everyone had their own style, but it still had left an impact on hip hop.
But see, this the thing. You also have all right, so you also have people from the street that didn't necessarily rock jewels and dress in certain ways. Like, for example, De La Soul, right? Tribe Called Quest, right? You feel me? Leaders of the New School. Who else? You know, you just had you had those that still, but it was still hip hop because they rock like Tommy Hill, you know what I mean, Polos, the Grand Poobah, you know what I mean, stuff like that or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just saying, like, it's a difference between the way that the music is supposed to be done and versus how the industry says that it should be done. And I think that that's the split. And they keep holding the bag over people, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you do this, you get this, right? But, you know, on the safer side of things, not to try to, you know, downplay anybody that really want to live off this and all that. It's other ways to do it other than getting signed to the satanic industry or the freaky industry or whatever you want to call it. It's Illuminati based, and it's not even a question, does the shit exist? We all know it's been here since Michael Jackson, since he was younger. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, the whole Hollywood is an illusion. And peace to Jordan Maxwell. I hope I do him great when I say this right here. Hollywood, right? You know what Hollywood magic and all that, right?
Yeah.
Why do they call it Hollywood? is made from a holly tree, right? This
Mm.
magic wand that I'm talking about is made from a holly tree, made from the wood of a holly tree, a Hollywood tree, right? So it's nothing but illusions, bro. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like these things that they put out amongst people, it all has some type of meaning and definition to it, but that's for the other channels. I don't want to get too deep on that. But it's all an illusion. And the average person career don't last but what, 5 years, yo? If that,
Mm-hmm.
because you gotta think about drugs, alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some type of sexual disease or a disease, something, right? So yeah, I just found all this to be interesting, you know what I mean? So we could discuss this, man, because yeah, times get way short. Yeah, we got a little wind.
All right. So hear me out, because when
Mm,
you was first, when you was just saying, you was like hip hop. So I feel like the direction that hip hop is going in today is more so branded into other shit. Whereas back then, hip hop had itself was just its own brand, right?
mm.
Nowadays, when you hear people's raps and shit like that, everything is branded. Everything is, yeah, I got this, or specific shit that they have on. I got an Aston Martin truck. I'm wearing like everything is just branded,
Hold up, not to cut your thought. You
right?
right. But once again, that's the mainstream version of branding. Think
Yeah.
about it like this. Imagine if hip hop was at the level where it actually really should be,
Uh,
and you have actual a self-contained culture, meaning that we advertising our own brands, literally.
mm,
Like hip hop, everything in hip I'll wear somebody else's sneaker that does music, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like
right,
that, or whatever, and vice
right,
versa. Like we keep it all in house. You feel me? Well,
yeah.
you have some of us that do shit like that. You feel me? I ain't out here yelling Gucci and everything. I might throw some of that in the rhymes, and I got some of that shit, but that's not my life. I don't want to
Yeah.
buy it no more. That's where I'm at my life. Yo, I'm like this, bro. If I have the ability to make my own shit, why not pay me?
Uh,
You see what I'm saying? And because I have the ability to make my own shit all the way down to the sneakers, I'm gonna help somebody else know how to do it. I'm gonna show them how to do it. That's what
so
we.
see, if you want to be technical, then right there is what you would call those separate individual artists, bro. You would call them mainstream artists, right?
Yeah.
That would be the category for them. Like you got hip hop, I mean, you got your hip hop, you got everything that stands for, and then you got shit that you hear today, mainstream artists. I feel like that's the best way to put it. That's what they would be classified as.
Well, but I've been saying that though. I was like, why do I care about two people in the mainstream having a beef? I was like, if it wasn't Kendrick, I wouldn't even give a fuck. You feel me? If it's Future and
Right.
Drake right beefing, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? But Kendrick was in there.
Yeah. That was,
I
but see, that
ain't
also goes back to what we were saying though prior with that whole beef going on. That like how you would say you wouldn't want to compare Roddy Rich to Meek Mill, or you wouldn't want to have the other two people that he mentioned go up against each other. That's how Drake and Kendrick was. That wasn't. I'm not gonna say it's not a fair beef, because hear me out. It was revolutionary, but it's just like, to me, I feel like Drake is in his own lane. Kendrick is way off in his own lane. It's
yo,
two different sides of a coin.
yo, listen, yo. All I see is a mainstream nigga tried to play in the street and got hit.
Right?
That's all I see. Stay in your place, mainstream nigga.
Yeah.
That's all I see, yo.
But see, he got put in his place because that's not where he belongs. That's why I said that nigga is not considered hip hop, bro.
Yeah,
No.
and that's but once again, that's a mainstream baby.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna use him to the fullest of their advantage. You understand what I'm saying? He a mainstream baby. That's
Yeah.
why I don't pay this mainstream shit no mind, God. Because at the end of the day, we know who really get down. We know who pen is mighty. You know who sword is sharp. These
But
mainstream
you,
niggas, I can't say because you got people that came from the underground that's in the mainstream. But for the most part, I'm just talking about mainstream, like you just straight in the mainstream.
I don't even consider mainstream
garbage. You garbage. You are garbage.
Talking. I wouldn't even consider mainstream artists though to be that. Honestly, I would consider them branded.
You look, but branded by who though?
And not them, not themselves.
But that's my whole point. The whole thing about hip hop is independence.
Yeah.
So why would I be bragging about making another motherfucker rich? Like, come on, like I think we should be past that shit now. Like, oh yeah, I'm rocking this, rocking that. You help putting their kids through college and all that other type shit. Meanwhile, all the money that you spending don't go back to the hood, don't go back to the people that really support you. You really actually really giving fucking nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, and especially what you talking about is not actually contributing to the betterment or the advancement of our race in the first fucking place. Man, don't get me started. You know what I mean? It's like I understand violence and all that. We understand that. You know what I mean? And that's why I say this culture is for certain individuals. This shit ain't meant for everybody. But we see that because the mainstream is what it is, and they want some catchy shit to sell Pepsi, you know what I'm saying, and Prada and whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? They gonna need these dudes out here to be doing that so they can get more sales. At the end of the day, man, please don't get me started.
Bro, listen, in all honesty, mainstream is just a figures game, bro. It's just a figures game. All of that shit at the end of the day is about money behind it. You gonna put this person up front because at the end of the day, you know that you're gonna have hella income coming in, right? And these mainstream, and that's why we say that mainstream niggas are puppets.
Not to cut you off. But check this shit out though. If they giving it to you, you didn't earn it. You might think you earned it, but if they're giving it to you, is it really yours? Because they can take it away. Kanye smart. Oh yeah, we gotta make this a closing point too. It's 57 minutes. All right, I'm going to close. We got to close out with this real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all, hip hop, mainstream wise, is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't give a fuck about it. Niggas not nice than me, so it is what it is. You ain't nice than none of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? You can never beat the gods. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like I said, mainstream niggas stepped out the street, got hit. You know what I mean? Stop playing in the street. That's not where you belong at. You know, you got your ass whipped. You know what I mean? Now, everything outside of that, all the showboating, going to Canada and all that, I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick did what he was supposed to do, but you're a fool if you go to Canada and think that they still not going to rep Drake. So, you know, it's the art of war. You know what I mean? That's just the way I see it.
I mean, we can't really say that though. Because we also learned at the end of the day that the motherfucker that's out there don't even really rep him for real. Like they don't really, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but
like,
you still got a bunch that do though.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we not gonna knock off the fact that there's people that don't really take him into consideration. Like, yeah, he out doing what he doing and shit, and you repping this and repping that, but don't talk as a whole.
Yeah, I got you.
The majority don't fuck with you. Now you have the minorities that do, but don't drag it like the whole, everybody from there fuck with you. And there's a handful of people that don't even give a fuck who you are.
Fact. Well, we're gonna leave that with the closing thought then. We got 2 minutes left. So we're gonna rock out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is about playing chess. However you're gonna play chess, make sure you play it at your best mind frame. Make sure you got all your mental faculties together because this is life. You know what I mean? You see the chessboard, you feel me? That's just exactly what it is. You gotta know how to move. And if y'all notice all that Illuminati talk, they move on the chessboard. And we out, y'all. We out.
We out.